Joining us now is Sanjay Mehrotra, the CEO of Micron. Sanjay, great to see you. Odd to see you not at SanDisk, but at Micron. Welcome.
Thank you, John. Good to be on your show.
Well, I want to go straight to the big issue, which is demand for NAND flash. Now, I think you said that you expect the supply of NAND flash industry-wide to be up 50% next year. Sometimes that can make investors nervous because that causes price drops if demand isn't up just as much. But you think demand will be, particularly in notebooks and the like. What gives you that confidence?
Yeah, absolutely. I think you see that in notebook computers, SSDs, solid-state drives, are at about 35% attach rate right now. Over the course of next few years, expected to be 75%. So a lot of hard disk drives being replaced by flash-based solid-state drives to give you that cool experience of a light notebook, low power, instant on capability. So that's a huge growth driver where flash will be replacing hard disk drives. But John, it's not only about client notebook PCs, it's also about data center. We are barely seeing the tip of the iceberg in terms of artificial intelligence impacting our lives. And as artificial intelligence goes into all verticals and processes a lot of data, it actually is going to drive a lot of growth for solid-state drives in data center applications too, where we see biggest growth coming in from the data centers. And of course, flash is in mobile as well. Big driver of your experience of videos as well as all the content on the mobile devices. So many multiple growth, large growth drivers for flash. And keep in mind that the bit growth for next year for the industry that we project to be approaching 50% comes with significant cost reductions enabled by technology as well. So as long as price decline is in line or better than the cost declines and the demand drivers are as vibrant as I just described to you, I feel very good about prospects of Micron in the flash industry in the coming year.
How do you factor cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin, of course, all the rage right now into that? You mentioned it on the call as something that's beginning to show up as a driver, infrastructure-wise and demand for your product. But is that noise at this point, or do you feel confident that that trend is here to stay where you're factoring it into how you grow?
So 2/3 of Micron's business is in DRAMs. And in DRAM, we did see in the quarter, as I mentioned in the call as well, that cryptocurrency applications, particularly driving a lot of data mining, increased demand for our graphics-based DRAM products and contributed a relatively small amount, but it's a start of a trend. But cryptocurrency is one application of high-performance DRAMs. Other applications of DRAMs, again, going back to that AI trend in data center, driving a lot of demand for DRAM, as well as DRAM applications in mobile. When you look at the trends of augmented reality in smartphones, that requires more dynamic DRAM memory as well. And of course, automotive. The trend of autonomous vehicle is just around the corner a few years from now, and that's going to use a lot of flash memory as well. So there are many mega markets, and Micron is very blessed to be at crossroads of these multiple mega trends driving the demand for our DRAM solutions as well as our flash solutions.
And you just laid out a lot of the opportunities for Micron. But let's talk about China for a second, because as we've seen, every time that country and the government of that country puts money into new industries, be it steel, aluminum, solar, it pressures the broader global market. Now they're putting hundreds of billions of dollars into manufacturing chips. How concerned are you about the impact China could have in the future on the memory chip market?
I think when you look at chip technology, particularly memory technology, you see that the players in this industry have decades of experience building a lot of IP, lot of trade secrets that make you, that enable you to have leading edge technology and efficient production as well. So I think with respect to China, access to intellectual property, those barriers are pretty high. And what's important is that it's not only about having a capability, you have to be able to have products, you have to have technology, you have to be able to have products qualified with the customers, and you have to have leading edge solutions and a cost-effective production at scale. So we keep an eye on the developments in China, but this is not something that I'm worried about. Let me tell you, we are focused on driving our strategic priorities with respect to reducing cost of our product manufacturing by bringing new technologies into production faster, and also increasing the mix of high-value solutions in our revenue. We did very well in that regard in the results that we just announced for our first quarter, but a lot of opportunity ahead in terms of high-value solutions of strengthening our portfolio of solid-state drives in data center and PC applications, as well as high-performance memory in graphics, in data center, as well as many other applications.
Sanjay, with this tax bill, we're going to start asking every executive how they're going to prioritize whether or not the bill incentivizes the repatriation of production or capex or labor. In Micron's case, have you done any work on how this changes things?
So we will be studying the details of this, and of course we'll be assessing how it changes things for us. What we said in the call yesterday was for our fiscal year 18, the tax rate guidance we have provided before, it does not change that. We like the simplicity that this bill provides. We also like the aspects that it gives us easier access to global cash in terms of deploying it wherever we need. So these are all the positives. And again, in terms of driving value for our business, it's not just about tax rate. It really is about addressing the market needs and continuing to drive our product execution engine. And Micron is making excellent progress in these areas.
All right, Sanjay Mehrotra, CEO of Micron, shares up better than 3.5% after a beat and a raise. Thanks for joining us.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.